And I think, again, this is commentary, if you will. That's one of the biggest problems we have in this nation today. Men have stepped aside from their responsibility, God given responsibility, to be men who lead their families. Ephesians 5:23. The husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Now, some guys read that and go, that's right, I'm in charge. Hey, it's not a right or a privilege, it's a responsibility. That's different. That means you're responsible to do something. Headship is not being the big boss. Anyone who's worked for anyone else knows that the best managers are the ones who get down in the trenches and work with you and help you learn and help you grow and help you get better. That's a boss. Just like Jesus had to come down here and help us get better, didn't he? God is no respecter of persons. Women are equal in his sight. So he doesn't think because I put you at the top that this one is not as important. The Bible calls women the weaker vessel, but that's not an insult. It's actually a compliment. She's not less valuable. Rather, women are more fragile, and they need strong and they need loving leadership. Here's a comparison for you. Women are like silk, and men are like corduroy. Now, which one's more fragile? Silk. Which one's more valuable? Silk. Now, corduroy makes a good material to work in, but you can't go work in silk and ruin it because you've overused it, you've broken it down, you've abused it. Silk isn't made to do that. Silk has its place, corduroy has its place. That's how men need to look at their wives and women in general. They're to be treated with respect and dignity and realize that they are fragile. God's wisdom, he's given each family a head. Why just one? Because anything that has two heads is a monster. You ever seen on YouTube like a two-headed snake or something? That's weird. And I'm not a squeamish person. I've seen things you don't want to know. But I see some things like that. I'm like, oh my Lord, that's weird. But creatures, including us, families, are meant to have one head, aren't they? That's how they were designed. And man, you know, the hardest thing you'll ever do is to be a good father and a good husband. You might climb Mount Everest. You might be on the first trip to Mars. You might accomplish something no other man has ever accomplished. But the hardest thing you'll do is be a husband and a father. That'll put you to the test. And it's not a privilege, like I said, it's a responsibility. You know, in the Bible, there's a couple examples of men like this who were very successful outside the family, but not inside.